For over 5 days in Toronto, thousands and thousands of flower and gardening enthusiasts got an early taste of spring at Canada Blooms 2010. Call to Recycle's The Defining Moment.ca crew was also there to capture some great personal moments from you.
My name is Zoelle Anon. I'm originally from Blythe, Ontario, but I live in Toronto now.
My name is Sarah Costa. I'm from Toronto.
My name is Declan Lloyd, and I'm from Oshawa, Ontario.
One of the most defining moments of my life is when my two nephews were born. It just made me realize that there's someone else that I need to take care of other than myself.
I think a defining moment would be accepting a master's program that I had really wanted to get into and trying to balance that with school at the same time as well. Just the realization that you can actually do more than you think that you can.
I won the speech contest at my school. It means a lot. The fact that I won against a lot of really good competitors is very, very surprising to me. And I'm just so happy that I did that good.
My name's Amanda Singh and I'm from Pickering, Ontario.
Stephanie Baxter, Toronto.
I'm Carol Cherry from Coburg.
A defining moment in my life would be when my best friend passed away last May. What I learned from it, I guess, would be to not take life for granted, not take people for granted, and appreciate people. Don't waste time getting mad. Brighten up someone else's day if you can. Smile a lot and laugh a lot and dance and have fun.
A defining moment in my life was when my daughter Alexandra was born. The first time I looked at her, I couldn't believe that I could love something that much, that quickly. I look at life with a whole different perspective. It's not all about what's financially important, what's important in business, but it's what's important for the family, what's important for her, and how she's helping me grow.
I have a daughter with a disability, and being in a therapist's office, just garden variety session, and I remember the therapist asking my daughter, if you had 3 wishes, what would they be? And she was struggling with it, and the therapist said to me, well, what would your 3 wishes be? She said, obviously, first one would be not to be in a wheelchair. And I said to her, that's really a strange thing to say, because honestly, that wouldn't be one of my 3 wishes. I'm not defined by the wheelchair. I'm okay in my own skin. I love who I am. I love my family. I'm the happiest person I know, and why would I want to change something that really is irrelevant to me? And I think in that moment, my daughter, as a person with a disability, realized that she was okay in her skin as well, and that whatever challenges came our way are just that, challenges, and they certainly do not define us. Maybe how we deal with them helps to define us, and that's a defining moment.
I'm Joe Martin. I'm from Mississauga.
My name is Kaylee McKay. I'm from Toronto, Ontario.
I'm Max Brand. I'm from Mississauga.
A defining moment of my life was when I met this young girl over here. In fact, it's 52 years ago in August. I was out girling in Guelph, and I saw this vision of loveliness appearing, and I said, oh my goodness, I think this is it. And so she was watching a volleyball game, and I kind of couldn't leave her. So I just sort of hung around and asked her for a date, and the rest is history.
My defining moment would be living in Taiwan for a year and teaching English. It really taught me how to be by myself, and as soon as I realized I could get through living in a totally different culture and country, I realized I could do anything.
In grade 8, I tried out for every sport. I was never really I wasn't the best athlete, but I always gave it my all. And at the end of the year, when we were receiving our awards, I wasn't really in the running, I guess you could say, to win the award. However, I did win the athletic award. And so it showed that even though I'm not the best, I still can achieve.
My name is Greg, and I'm from Toronto.
Rose Physico, Toronto, Ontario, originally from Timmins, Ontario.
My name is Maggie English, and I am from Cape Breton, Nova Scotia.
My defining moment in life is turning 50, which I never thought I'd get to. I thought I'd be long gone before that.
A defining moment in my life is when I realized that my roots were really from Italy, so I decided to live there. It had to be one of the best decisions I ever made. I learned the language, I worked there, I went to school. I met the most wonderful people who are my friends still after 30 years.
The defining moment in my life was when I became the president of the Environmental Society. I realized that I was able to change the way people think just by small little actions, or giving them a tiny little bit of information, or giving them a little quote, or saying, you know, if you do this, this will save you this much money.
My name's Steve and I'm from Toronto.
My name is Jeff Lowenfels. I'm from Anchorage, Alaska.
My name's Edwina Doucette and I'm from Halifax.
About 5 years ago, my father died when I was about 19, and that was a pretty big life-altering thing. I don't want to spend the next 10, 15 years of my life planning to do something in 30 years when I may just completely change my mind in 5 years, or maybe I'm not even here in 5 years, who knows.
I was approached by a guy who asked me for some money, and I had my hand in my pocket, it was so cold, wrapped around some dollars and some change, and I said no, because in Washington, D.C. they tell you not to give money to panhandlers. I walked away from him. Never forget it. In fact, as a result, I started a program called Plant a Row for the Hungry, also here in Canada, Grow a Row, just to see if I can't somehow make up for that terrible thing I did to a fellow human being.
A couple of years ago, we had planned to go zip lining, but I was not really keen on it because I was scared. And when I finally went zip lining, I just felt it was so freeing, and that you should always give something a chance. Even if you're scared, just go for it.
I'm Danielle. And I'm Nicole, and we're from Toronto.
I'm Margaret Jarvis, and I live in Bethany, Ontario.
Hi, I'm Catherine Van Dorp from Egbert, Ontario.
We got the opportunity to open the Toronto Stock Exchange, which was on national television.
Yeah. So we had lots more opportunities from that.
We got to talk to people.
Talk to people, like intelligent people that are involved in lots of stuff.
And I guess it made us less camera shy, obviously.
Yeah.
Boosted our confidence. It was really cool.
It was a confidence booster, yeah.
We've got to know a group of Grey sisters who are Canadian sisters who live in Consuelo in the Dominican Republic, and we visit. And then about 3 years ago we started doing this food program, and we've got rice and beans and sugar and coffee and tomato paste and cooking oil and spaghetti. The defining moment is when you give somebody the bag and they turn around and thank you. And really, it's such a small thing. And they always say, God bless you. And that just breaks me up.
The defining moment in my life came when I realized that I had arthritis and I needed to do something to keep active, and also something that I like to do. So I opened a tea house and I sell flowers from my garden.
You've probably had a few defining moments.
In 1997, our city of Stratford, Ontario, we won the Nations in Bloom competition in Madrid, Spain. And it was that night I felt the feeling that Olympic athletes feel when the Canadian national anthem is played and the flag goes up. And so that was really a defining moment, which made me feel so proud of Canada, the fact with that national anthem when we had won something on the world stage.
And I bumped into an old colleague that had been a model who is now running a retirement home. And so for the last 5 years I've been doing a calendar of these ladies in their 90s. These are like seniors. And we're having so much fun. We've raised $70,000 for charity. But more than that, it gives them a great lift to keep contributing. And better than that for me is it gives me a huge lift, giving them a huge lift.
And now the winner of our 2010 Olympics DVD box set.
Had a little setback 4 years ago. I had a massive stroke. My whole right side was paralyzed, and I had to learn to walk and everything again. It's been 4 years, and I'm still numb on my right side, but I've learned to adapt to it and go on. If you wake up and you see the blue sky and the sunshine, it's a good day. And you know, it's a good day even if it's cloudy.
Thanks to Call to Recycle and all those who took the time to share their defining moments with us. TheDefiningMoment.ca is brought to you by Call to Recycle, recharging the planet, recycling your batteries. Do you have a defining moment? Log on to TheDefiningMoment.ca and share it with us.